Hey everybody, a lot of you asked for a shop tour and with the
cars.
We're on a busy street, but here is the plaza behind us. There's Bracken Mountain Breakfast Club. So we are going to show you what it's like. I'm not used to doing this. This is going to be fun. No show notes, people. I meant to bring the sign out. We're going to have to do another thing with that, but we're going to edit this heavily, probably. Well, maybe not. At least transitions. Never mind. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow. By the way, Liz, see that green light right there? If you look at that, then it looks like we're looking at y'all. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow. You get to see behind the scene.
Keep looking at it.
No, it's fine. This is the Dear Becky and Lizzy edition with no questions today, but a lot of people yesterday said they wanted to see a shop tour. So here we go. We're going to see how long the battery lasts. And I do not have a gimbal or anything to make this steady, so y'all are just going to have to deal. I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in downtown Brevard, North Carolina, and it is, see across the street, sunny. Look at our cute little downtown. Isn't that great? It's going to be a good day today. Sorry.
I'm the minion there.
Say it again, Liz.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
Okay, and we're filming on my phone instead of my computer for this part of it, so we're going to see how this goes. All right? I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see what you would see if you walk up to the shop. But see that glass right there? That's our shop
Front
right there.
window, street-facing window.
Yeah, you can't actually see inside because we have the reflection of this building across the street. Sit tight. Here we go. Okay, I was just saying she didn't have to be on camera, but she is. So we're walking up the handicap ramp here. And that's Quixote's. Wonderful place to eat if you're in town visiting us. That is Wolf Brew, Suite 102. That's where we were when we first opened the shop 4 years ago, right? Soft opening of yesterday, 4 years ago. And then we have tungsten branding behind us. But as we walk up, look, there's my sign.
You might want to stand back and get the windows.
Oh, yes, I was just thinking about that. Liz is running away.
No, I'm just moving out of the way.
If anyone watched our shop tour back at the beginning of our experience here, I think we had just put this up on the window, and it's still here.
Yeah.
Wash your hands like you just ate Cheetos and want to knit or crochet with pure white yarn, because it still works, so we still have it up. You can see more of me than you can the shop if I got up close here. This is what people see when they press their faces against the window to look into the shop. That's Liz's Papillon. Our snowman, who cares if it's the middle of summer. I have to get up really close, Liz, the reflection. There's Sunny and Chippy, our dragon, and our big white squirrel. And they are exhibiting our white yarn Cheetos philosophy with the soap. I'll show you guys. This is where my Papillon that looks like the monarch butterfly sits. And look, there's check out our YouTube channels right there. You guys know about those though. All right, so here is our plague hours. Still gets a laugh now and again. And oh. You really can't read all this, but look, we have all these signs to try to let people know, especially this one, what to do when they come in our shop. So, and here's my lovely, again, the sun is so bright, you can't really see this, so come see it in person if you can. All right, welcome to the hot mess that is the shop. We're gonna stop here and flip back around so you'll get the experience of seeing us too, because isn't that why you watch?
Yeah.
Maybe kinda. Okay,
A little dance.
I'm just laughing my head off because this. Okay, so we're by the front door right now. See if we turn around, let you in on the little secrets here. Sorry, Liz, I'm blocking you.
It's okay.
We have a schedule that we try to keep. I'll cover people's names to protect them, but we try to keep track of who's coming into the shop all the time. And if you don't know it's there, you don't know how we know who's coming in. But, you know.
Now you know.
Yeah, so here we are by the front door. Oh,
Watch out, there's a Bryson box on the floor.
I warn people that there are tripping hazards all over the shop. There's the tent that goes outside. There's our table and our sign that gets stashed here when we're not in action. Liz is talking about all the stuff on the floor. Like mohair is right by the door. Isn't that fun? And that's a box. That's a box that came in yesterday that we still haven't dealt with yet. Maybe we'll deal with it tomorrow. If y'all need something that's in there, we'll open it up. I have no idea if I'm covering up the mic.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
See, we don't do this very often. There's the hole over my head. That's the front window display. That's what you see when you look in our windows. And look at our lovely oval baskets and our samples up top and our lovely ceiling. But I'm going to try to hold it on the other side and walk backwards like this. And then you come around the corner and look. You see Liz? No. Why are you running away?
I don't know.
Okay, so
I'm trying to get out of your way because you're walking sideways and backwards.
Y'all are just going to have to deal with us. I think I'm just going to have to. Okay.
Yeah, yesterday for any of our shoppers, they got the full Liz and Rebecca experience
Yeah,
yesterday.
in person, we were just in rare form. So when you come in and you're walking straight ahead, you get to see the register behind you, or in front of you. It's behind me. Okay. You get to see the register, and there's my first papillon. It hangs underneath, and it was like, oops, I'm in the way. You could go to the other side.
I'm always in the way. I don't know which way to go.
Again, no steady cam. But so there's the register, and we have all of the needles. We can go this way. We usually have a hot mess on the floor. This is less of a hot mess than it used to be. We used to have our quarantine box right there, but I'm trying to move away from quarantine, however safe that actually might be. So these are baskets of local dyed yarn that most recently we're putting outside a whole lot. So let's keep walking this way. We have some of our fun drawstring bags up above. Most of our circular needles are back behind the counter. I'm trying to, okay. So we can have easy access to them for you because it's easier and quicker for us to find them for you than for you guys to paw through yourselves, Crochet hooks are on this side. We have both. We have really high ceilings in here, let me say, and I keep wanting to put samples up there, but then we can't get them down for you all to feel when you come in the shop. So we haven't decided what to do with that yet. But all of our lovely blue bags, there are parts of this shop that are such a hot mess. Oh my gosh. Like exhibit, if you came in the front door and instead of turning left where all the lovely yarn is, where we will get to eventually, you turned right. And there's Liz again. And there was my thumb. This is the art supply corner that has become our packing station and all kinds of craziness. It is a hot mess. If you go back, can you imagine, Liz, if they go back to the first shop tour that we did, compare the difference, because I think it was actually a teaching table then.
I think
but
so. It gets hotter and hotter mess that way.
Mm-hmm.
And
look, snacks. Look, lots of things we need to clean up. But this is where we pack up orders. Our Notion wall, I'll try to get closer to that. Our Notion wall is also there. This is also where you're seeing all the behind the scenes secrets here. Sorry, it's not in the behind the scenes level. We'll try to do more. I'm doing this with the front facing camera, so that's interesting. Not the back facing.
This is where we keep your cards.
This is where we keep all your rewards cards, and how Liz has figured out how to keep track of both the alphabet.
Don't laugh at me.
And how many stamps are on someone's card when we stamp it up. So, yep. So that's where everything is for the reward station. And if you keep going over this way, so again, more notions and some art supplies over here. And what little art supplies we're able to keep in stock are back over here. And then I'm going to give you the littlest peek of the pit of despair.
You have to do it like super fast.
Well, we're gonna piece this together. Hang on. This is just gonna be such a crazy video, but here it is when I'm not using the camera where I have to walk backwards. I'm just gonna let you see, again, hot mess down there. We have the paint, we have the brushes, we have what little paper we have left, intermingled with the leftovers of all of our boxes. We have a little bit, none of this stuff is online, ladies and gentlemen and peoples, but contact us if you are interested in our art supplies. We have a little bit more of a station over here. I'm leading up to the pit of despair, by the way. Just to, well, no, okay.
Go back to the pit of despair.
Yes. I'm sorry if we're making anyone seasick. This is stuff I need to throw out. We just haven't gotten around to it. This is our lovely wall of encore.
It's hiding the pit of despair.
It's hiding. See, look. This is our sign saying employees only beyond this point. Rebecca and Liz and Mignonettes. Back when Mignonettes were still in the shop. All right, you ready for this? Pit of despair. Woo! Okay, we're done. All right, I'm gonna do. I'll probably edit some of these long pauses out, but maybe not. So let's try this again. We're going through all of our art supplies, intermingled with some of our boxes we still don't have room for in the pit of despair. And at some point, you hit the transition from art supplies to notions. This is our notion wall. We have our gleaners. We have our tote bags that are on sale this week. We have our lovely pom-poms. Look at those great colors of pom-poms to put faux fur pom-poms. Shop bags. All our cocoa knits. We love our cocoa knits and our other stitch markers and things above that. We have our compression gloves. These guys are on sale this week too. We have more of our cable needles and stitch holders. The knit blockers that y'all love so much. Mindful things. Knitter's Pride Mindful. Look at all the things we talk about on a regular basis. Let's go behind the counter here. I mentioned that we have crochet hooks in all different sizes and different styles. We have a lovely painting someone did of my cat. We have our ring row counters, our wrist rulers, a hot mess. I'm just going to give you a kind of a pan of this. It's our
Needles.
Circular needles. And Liz, way back when, has labeled them all with the size in front and the length so we can find them. And there's tips in the back. Next, we have our straight needles, single points, and then our double points. And I can't tell you how many people, they have them here so we can get them off, because people try to yank them off this way. They come off the back. We know how to get them off the back. And again, we have them labeled by size. And then you start hitting our pretty wall. I'm going to get us back on camera again a little bit.
This is going to be fun for her to edit and piece together if we're just
busy enough. You might not see this till tonight. And Liz started to say that, and I'm like, I'm not filming.
Tech.
So scooch a little over. A little bit more notions here. Duplicates of our cocoa knits and some more of the mindful things that aren't duplicated over on the notion wall. Now, it used to be that Liz took care of the pretty wall with the yarn, and I took care of the notion wall. And now she takes care of everything. So,
Except for the worsted. No.
So I'm gonna back up a little here and say, if you had come in, so I'm standing right in the middle of the shop right now. And see, look, there's Liz, and there's all the yarn. And if you came in with us and did inside shopping with masks on, and you reach this point of entering the shop, we would probably start giving you the spiel.
The thickest, bulkiest corner is that way. And it gets thinner as you come out and away.
Mm-hmm. Back towards where we're standing. And then what do I say, Liz, about the freestanding stuff?
Freestanding stuff follows absolutely no rules.
Okay, I usually say it breaks all the rules.
Or breaks all the rules.
But we have our own way of saying things, and that's okay, right?
Well, it depends on how long I've worked here today.
So the stand right over my corner, the stand right over my shoulder, made of lovely crates from Walmart, is full of, we've got Noro Ito on this side.
We have Noro Bachi
on the other side.
on the other side.
It's just chunky. A little thicker. And look, hey, it's all of our Big Sullies and Yarnets and Nostipins. And she's being very literal today.
I'm having a day.
Okay. Already?
Well,
we haven't even opened yet. Okay.
And
oh, yeah. She's having car issues. We'll let you know maybe next week how that went. Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can do this because, again, there's what little books and patterns we have, print patterns in the shop are here. And if we keep coming this way, what I was doing, so the freestanding stuff is most of our pretties. And you see this behind us when we're filming, right? So Fiber Spades is on this first stand.
Oh, wait.
And then
Feeder
Brook. Yep. All right. And then so they're too pretty for us to like, and also there's no space on the pretty wall. So
well, there is, but we have stuff that has to actually fill those holes. We just haven't.
She's just going to argue with me the whole time.
Yep.
You know. So this is some of our best selling stuff though. So we want to put it in people's faces because we love it so much. And then the pretty wall, it goes pretty high and down. Right now, how Liz has it organized, I can do that. Woo! Is some of our cottons and cotton blends and summery things are on the end here. And then as we walk down, woo, over my head. You don't need to see my head. Look, there's the hole you can see behind us when we're filming. From the stationary point of view, it's getting thicker, and you can see a little bit of my grays. Oh,
you hit a box.
I hit a box. There's lots of stuff to trip on here. Yes. Luckily, isn't that stuff you were going to put away like a long time ago, Liz?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But we've been just busy enough.
Just busy enough. So I should mention that down here at the base, we have some sail yarn all along the base of the pretty wall. And I'm going to do another quick edit thing. Down along the base of the pretty wall, see all these boxes that are against the wall? That is all sail yarn. That is all what we pull the Surprise Me Sail Bin support boxes from. But let's do a little bit with me not walking backwards and tripping. Here's some of the chunkiest stuff in the shop that's up on the wall. This is our chunky corner, which is a hot mess. Oh my gosh. Y'all are getting the full treatment of things we hide from people if they don't need to look at the bulky stuff. And then here is what actually might fit in bins and not work so well on the wall. That is chunky. I'm going to do a little bit like this, Liz, where you could be on camera, but I'm not going to be. This is, sorry, that was a fast movement. Super bulky, bulky, or chunky. And if you are wandering around the shop, you would be wandering past what's left of our hand dyes that doesn't go out front. That's the Cashmere. It's not locked in, but it looks like it's locked in a little glass case. Lorna's laces. Sad face. Happy we still have some. As Liz twists it, we've got the Lorna's laces here in different weights.
Sock sport worsted.
We've got the Aini and a little bit of Neighborhood Fiber Company and Ba. I definitely want to bring more Neighborhood in. We've got some Ba down there too. Yep. Twist Fiber Studio and the Bright Stuff random samples. Ignore the mess on the floor. It's like ignore the man behind the curtain. Mayu Lace. I'm using that for some lovely stuff. Yarn Baby. And you can see that's that Fiber Spades again over there. Hi, Liz.
Hi. I'm moving.
All right.
We're trying to.
Buttons.
I'm going to stay out of your cubby.
Yeah, the worsted nook is pretty bad. I'm gonna while we go buy it, this is where we sit and film. There's my computer. The computer's on the winding station. It's multi-purpose. If we film a little sitting in front here like we're planning to, I'll move the winder. That's the air coming on. Anyone want to see? That's our lovely air conditioning system that runs down the center of the shop. The beautiful stuff you don't notice if you don't look up. And there are samples again, but let's keep going. That's the Corsi box that Liz built us. And the comfy chairs that we've blocked access to. There's the plaza. This is what we're looking at when I look outside and talk about the weather. But, dun dun dun, this is the worsted nook. It is overflowing with stuff. A lot of this is yarns that we talk about on camera. We have our Sugar Bush Rapture and our Barocco Ultra Alpaca. And finally getting some samples out. Look at those lovely samples. And we have 100% alpaca in this and more on the floor. Fair Isle needs to get put away. Cascade 220. I don't know if I want to bore you all with everything. We've got a bunch of wool addicts in the back and sparkly things and cottons. And oh my gosh, it's all just so pretty. And if we named everything we have here, y'all would fall asleep. Extras, extra fiber spates. Cascade 220 superwash that wants to be on the floor. Old dye lots of things. I'm heading towards Liz again. Look, there's Liz. This is DK. We've got mostly cottons and baby yarn and a little bit of wool over here. A lot of our wool in the DK is over on the wall. And some funky blends. And look, Swifts and a hot mess on the floor. And we're heading into the sport weight section and the fingering weight section.
You'll miss the sport weight.
I know, we're already past it. Okay. We need more sport weight. It's becoming popular again. A lot of this is great for socks, for self-patterning, for other things. If you're distracted by all the yarn, again, the freestanding has a lot of different weights in it, and we're almost back to the mohair, then you don't notice
the lace weight in with the worsted and the chunky. Oh, and the pile of
I'm looking right now at all the samples that people paw through, and here's where our quarantine bin was moved to. But lace weight cakes, that's a mole. I made him a while ago. Anyway. So, coming full circle, and let me flip it back again. See, I don't know. I think it's kind of boring when it's just me talking about the yarn here. But since people can't come in, I think they do think that it's really cool to see. This is our shop. That's one direction. The center. I mean, this side is bigger. Let's be honest. But that's the yarn side. So, of course, it's bigger.
The shop is bigger than my house, than both of our houses.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 1,500 plus, and our houses are like 1,400.
So, you know, we could live here, right? There's no kitchen.
Or a shower.
There's a microwave in the pit of despair. You might have noticed as we flipped past it really, really quickly. Oh, look, I did think I left my coffee here. Okay.
Yeah. I saw it, and I was like, huh.
This morning I was like, I think I left it at the shop. I'm going to have to chug my coffee before I go in. So, yes, so some of what's here and some of what is here is stuff that we need to deal with today if we're not just busy enough. But now we're going to go back over to our regular filming. We're going to flip back to the computer. Might not be as good quality as this, but then you don't see how tired I am, maybe. And show you some things that we wanted to follow up on from yesterday. And believe it or not, as much of the hot mess as you're seeing here, this is cleaner than it was during the height of COVID.
It looked like a yarn shop exploded in a yarn shop.
Sure, because that's a thing. Anyway. All right, so we will see you in just a couple of seconds once we get set up. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I mean, I guess we could have made it more entertaining, but I don't know. I'm tired. Okay. So the things we wanted to now you've seen where this is in the orientation of the whole shop. If there are parts of the shop you want more detail on, or you want us to talk more about, you can put it in the comments, and if we have time, we will get to it. But we can't promise anything. So I found my necklace of the necklaces we have on sale this week. Did you find yours?
No.
I
didn't even look for it.
Just so you can see how thin it is out of the package. It's actually pretty thin and not super heavy. And you've got the leather cord that if you want to make it, let's see, I have to figure out which side to pull on.
You pull on both.
I'm doing one at a time. That you pull on both if you want to make it longer. I'm trying to make it shorter. So I will shorten one side and then the other. This is as short as it gets, which will not fit over my head. Look, I could wear it as a no. I'm gonna open this up just a hair. I could equally pull on both sides. There's different ways to adjust it. I want it to be kind of close. So there, it's once it's on, you could make it even a little bit shorter than this. But if you want to take it off, you got to lengthen it again. So I don't have any of the fun cable needles here, but I can show you with one of my blunt tip sewing needles. It is indeed magnetic. So whatever you want to keep track of, this is the idea. If you're cabling, you cable. I missed my necklace. It's not a thing.
So not a thing.
If you cable, then stick it there, then pick it up to cable again when you need it.
Little pairs of scissors will sit
little pairs, like we just got more minis in. I find the ones that we sell that are colorful, they kind of stick there, but if you move around too much, they become too heavy and fall off. So smaller items, metal stitch markers will stay on there like nobody's business. I don't have any in front of me. I'm unprepared, you know. I actually, do we have scissors close by?
Wrong basket.
There's some on the filming station if we need to, because I want to make a pom-pom for y'all to show you how to make that. And this could be a hot mess too, but you know, but then I've done it. So these are the follow-up things I wanted to do. We're tacking onto the end of our shop tour for today. So, yeah, apparently chugging my coffee didn't help. I'm still having trouble with my words. So I mentioned before these little guys, this is one of the smaller ones, but hopefully that means I can make a pom-pom without keeping y'all here for like days. So
she is going to use fingering weight yarn, so it could be days.
Okay. So you line these guys up. See, they can twist in all different directions, but if you line them up and open the two, see, if you pull them apart, there's two. Keep them together, open them up, and start by the hinge here, right? And this could be, maybe, Liz, you just need to vamp.
Maybe I need to vamp.
Well, or maybe here, I like to wrap this way. Maybe we need to find something else to talk about as I'm doing this. But I'm going to start just wrapping, and I might wrap all the way around this way and then back again. You can be as organized or as messy about this as you like. And I'm just going to keep wrapping and kind of wiggle back and forth. I've done it before where I start at one end and I just wrap and wrap only on that end. And yeah, Liz is right. This is going to take forever, but this is the yarn I found that would show up really well. So, but for a little pom-pom, if you're using thicker yarn, you're going to end up with it wrapped maybe only 4 or 5 times. And while that could be cute, it may or may not hold together really well. So I'm going to keep going. Again, the more you wrap around this, the thicker and fuller your pom-pom will be. And mine is about to get stuck in my mask. Uh-oh. Real life, people. Issues. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Always.
Okay. So how far, have we shown people when you did that eyelet row on your...
Yes, we showed them, but I can show them again.
I'm trying to find distractions.
You're trying to find distractions. I started this on 32-inch needles because I was like, it'll be fine. It'll all fit. 1,000 20 whatever stitches will fit on a 32 inch.
No, I think you had
and I wanted to prove that
you want to prove a point, and I was like, it's thick yarn. What are you doing?
But
thin yarn, thick yarn. What are you doing?
Holding it out for people. So I built my own 60-inch set, 2 5-inch tips and a 50-inch cord, and it already is starting to bunch up on the ends. Like, and I'm on
even on the 60.
Yeah, I'm on stripe. I'm starting stripe 13, 11, 12. Yes, and but because I can spread it out even better, that's half of it because I'm knitting across it, and I love my eyelet row. Rebecca picked that color out.
I picked a color. I did something. Because I default to Liz's choices for colors like all the time now, but I found a color for her. So
like, I want this color, and Rebecca found the closest to that color we have. So
I said, I think I know where that is in the shop. So okay, so this has gotten pretty thick. I could go thicker, but I think I might, for the sake of time, want to stop soon. And see, I'm wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping, and I'm going back and forth, not quite up and down, but back and forth a whole lot. You want to, when you're ready to move to the other side, end up over where the open end is on this, because when it closes in, then you can go to the next part. So, all right. And as long as you can still close it, and there's still plenty of room actually in this. It's not going to be tight at all, but I'm not over on the right side yet. So let me get over here. This could be a fluffy, or it could be a little bit of a sad pom-pom, because I'm not making it super thick because I'm conscious of time. So I have it over by the open end, and I'm closing it up. And then I'm going to open the empty side, and I'm going to start over at the hinge. There's going to be just a little piece that goes in between, but I'm going to start over at the end, and I'm going to start wrapping this side. And what do you want to talk about, Liz, for a couple minutes?
There are some tutorials now online about like how to do hedgehogs and teddy bears and stuff.
And is it making with like pom-poms, bunch of pom-poms, or?
Well, not out of a bunch of pom-poms, but if you layer colors inside, like while you're wrapping, like they'll show you how far to do different layers of color. And then when you cut it and open it up, you can trim out different parts, and it'll look.
That sounds complicated.
It is, but it's like making snowflakes. But instead of folding paper, you're just wrapping yarn.
You're wrapping yarn in certain combinations. Because I'm just wrapping like it's a hot mess right now.
Yeah. So, and then if you want a fluffy pom-pom, my favorite idea for fluffing out a pom-pom so it doesn't look like just all strandy, is you take like a dog grooming brush. Ooh. And you just slowly start brushing the pom-pom, and it will fuzz.
Slowly. If you do it quickly, you could yank it out of the center thing that we're going to tie here.
You just want to, slowly start brushing it, and the brush will pull the plies apart. Ooh. And so you'll get a fluffy snowball looking pom-pom instead of just yarn.
Yeah. And if y'all can't tell, I'm using a pretty good chunk of yarn on this, by the way.
Pom-poms and tassels and fringe eat yarn like nobody's business. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying my best to make this the same thickness as the other side, and I still have a little ways to go. But see, again, wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. So that is really cool. I would love to look that up and try that. But you know what? We are just busy enough. Someone else is going to have to try that and share it with us. Share your results.
I might have to.
Or Liz might have to do it.
Do one. We sell pom-poms makers. I might as well.
We have the pom-pom makers. So yeah. All right. A little bit more. This is going to be bitch to cut through, I will say. But, I'm sacrificing.
Want me to go get you the big scissors?
I don't think the big scissors will fit in the little channel.
That's true.
All right. We're going to just go and see how well this works. So I just finished this side. I'm going to close it. And we'll cut a little bit of a tail because we'll have to. So we'll have to trim that up later. So here we go. Here it is. And remember that channel between the two? You can see it right there and right down there. I'm going to stick my scissors in that little channel and I'm going to start snipping. And we're going to see, yep. Ta-da! Look at that little bit. And you keep your scissors in there. If you have little scissors like me, you're going to probably have to, I'm going to hold it like this to see if this works. Ah! You might have to kind of saw at it or use the snips if it's down to the bottom end. But I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm snipping across. Look, there we go. It's starting to be a pom-pom. And then I'll just keep hacking at it. This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, that's the side I've cut. That's the side I haven't cut. I'm going to come over here because this has a little bit better of a starting point. And I'm going to hold it down so it doesn't come flying off as we cut this. See, my end wanted to come flying off. I probably should have started from the other end. Haha. I'm going to keep hacking at this. I'm going to use my finger down here to hold this down. Hack, 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 hack. All right. I have cut both sides. Now we have a little like macaroon, whatever with this, right? Macron's the guy in France, sorry. Cutting where I jumped from one side to the other. Now, before we pull this apart, don't skip this step. We need to, I'm going to get my black out for this. We need to make a tie around the center to keep our pom-pom in place. So I'm cutting a strand of black yarn. And that little divot that I just cut this out from, I'm going to lay this in that little divot and I'm going to pull it into the center. And this is where things can go really well or horribly wrong.
When you get ready, I can put my finger on the knot.
The knot's going to go all the way down inside.
I know, but I will.
Okay, so
do my best.
This is not, if we could try to do it on camera, but this is going to make it go horribly wrong. So if I pull too hard on this, it is going to break, but I'm going to try to pull it down into. What did you want to do with your finger?
I'm going to just hold it.
She's got her, you can't see this. Here, let's hold it up to see which, this is what she's doing.
Holding it
down there. Go ahead.
You want to snug it in like I do almost a surgical knot.
Well, I what I'm doing is not, would you like to do a surgical knot?
You wrap it twice instead of the once.
Okay. I'm going to try that. So I go like this and then again. Okay.
Oddly enough, I learned that from Alton Brown.
Hey, was that for a cooking thing?
Yeah.
So I eased it. It hit the edge of this and I eased it down in. And I could tie it a couple more times, but for our purposes, this is tied around inside there. It's not on the edge. It's deep inside. And now that is holding, and I think I might have one other little thing over here to snip.
You want to make sure you get all the little.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now that's inside, what I can try to do. Oh, I forgot. Now that's inside, I can open this up. I started to try to pull it apart without this open, and that's just sadness. So now you can open up. These will release because you've cut everything. And see, we're almost there. But now that center pin, I can just pull out these two little pieces. Whoops!
You have a pretty decent pom-pom.
And you fluff and fluff and fluff to cover where you tied. And now the last step, which for me is the most dangerous part, is trimming this guy. Because if you look at it, it's not completely round. Circular and round. There's parts where we cut it. Now try not to pull on it too much because that's going to uneven it again. But like some of it's easy to trim up now. You can be like, that needs to come off. And if you fluff it enough, you can see where the worst parts of it are. And I say start small. Start really, really, really small with your trimmings.
It's giving your pom-pom a haircut.
Yeah. And you know what? you could end up with a little stub if you keep going and you take a big hack out of one side. Have you ever seen someone with a haircut where it was really uneven and they just had to like shave their head, you know? So I I haven't had to do that yet, but I'm sure it's happened. So I just start with really little itty bitties of trimming it up, and I try not to overanalyze and overthink, because then it becomes completely lopsided. And honestly, it's not going to be perfect, right? It's not going to be perfect because it's homemade. I mean, it could be, but that might take a whole lot of training. So this is not done. I still see, what was that?
The chairs.
I know, people are crazy. I still see spots where I really would probably give it a more deliberate haircut. But again, I'm not going to pull on it because that's going to uneven it on another side. So I would keep trimming this up. But here's the thing, when you tie it like this, now you've got long pieces that you can use to sew it to something else or sew it into your hat. And look at this cute little pom-pom. Doo-doo.
And now we have one in the tiny
and see,
size.
Look, he that needs
Haircut.
Excuse me, that needs to get haircut right there. But I don't want to I could show you the disaster of over trimming and over analyzing on camera. But oh look, it's time. We have to go. So, and I have all these little fuzzies in front of me. So thanks for joining us today for a rather odd, interesting, not normal sideshow. And I hope you enjoyed it. We may not have had quite as many jokes, but sometimes the days that we're not trying to like be as funny, people like better. I don't know. Let us know what you thought of this video, especially if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just keep scrolling. No. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe, all the things Liz always says, the bell, the stuff. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, go to become a patron. We'll put your name at the end. Patreon.com. There's all kinds of levels and swag you can get and things that we'd like to acknowledge your support with. Patreon.com/sundragon.
Join us for Knit Night tomorrow night with the Zoom code 828-877-3550.
It is the shop phone number. In case you forget it, you can look it up. If you Google search the business, take our phone number, put it in the Zoom code meeting, and join us.
Yeah.
6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She might have already said that, but I'm saying it again anyway, because I'm getting distracted by all the people hanging out on the plaza.
There are lots of people out.
You know how when we did the shop thing and came in and it was just the Bracken Mountain Breakfast Club? That's not it anymore. It feels like a Friday. It's a Thursday. We'll see. Anyway, join us if you can, especially virtually if you're far away. If you're local, come by the shop. Bring a mask. We'll probably let you in. Depends. If there's hordes in the shop, we won't. But hordes is like 4 people. But just busy enough usually means that
we sit down and get ready to do something shop related.
The shop isn't full.
Somebody comes. The shop isn't full. So if you come by, you should be able to come on in. And we would love to show you the lovely shop in person. But now you can like plan for when you visit. You've seen the inside of the shop and you can say, okay, I want to go in and I want to head this way and I want to do that. And we're here to help. So stay safe. We love you. We miss you, even those of you we haven't met yet. And please consider joining our community by subscribing or becoming a patron. And let us know what you want to see. If we can do it, we will. If we can't do it, we'll tell you. So, okay. Bye, everybody. I gotta go edit all this now. Yay. You'll know how long it was to edit by when we actually post this.